Each week we listen to an album, here's our mind. Just know it's gonna take about 3 hours of your time to hear us complain or praise each other's taste. But no matter what, at the end of the day, we're just best friends who love different music. We are earbuds, earbuds, earbuds. This is Earbuds.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Earbuds. If you're watching this on YouTube, first of all, thank you very much. Please like and subscribe and comment down below. Tell us everything you're thinking about. We want to know, we really do. Good or bad, good or bad. And if you don't want to watch it on YouTube, but you think that's your only option, no. Find us on all podcast platforms and follow us there. You can download the audio-only episodes and listen to them on your way to freaking work, baby.
Oh my God! This is Earbuds.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Earbuds. My name is Landon.
And I'm Joey. And Landon, my fine feathered friend.
Yes.
Where the hell do I look? Should I be looking right there?
Look at the main one.
I know people listening are probably like, something seems off. If they're just listening, his pupils aren't where they're supposed to be. And of course, you are a very apt pupil. I just want to give you your flowers.
Very apt pupil.
Well, this is Earbuds.
Yep, sure is. And as always, we have a guest. No, this is a special Earbuds. It's sort of Halloween spooky season. Hashtag spooky season.
Hashtag spooky season. Yep.
We love to celebrate it with all of you fine feathered people.
Yes, so we'll be checking everyone's Instagrams. We'll be looking at hashtag spooky. What'd you say?
Spoopy.
Oh, sorry. Hashtag. If you do hashtag spoopy, we will be looking at your Instagrams and blocking you.
Don't touch it.
I'm not going to touch this thing.
Speaking of haunted specters, we've got something floating in here. It's Landon's microphone.
Yeah.
Well, like you said, we've got a special guest, just like always.
Typically, should we explain the show?
Yeah,
probably to our guest as well. Now, typically,
So if you know this, if this is old hat, just keep hitting that 5-second button.
you can do it at 5 seconds. Usually, it's like 15 or 30. You're using Overcast. You can customize your buttons.
Because I go, I did too far. Then you go back and you're listening to the same 30 seconds over and over again of me doing some funny stuff.
That could be a premise for a horror movie.
Oh, what would it be called? Fast forward, skip back.
5-second rule.
Oh,
Okay, well, that's why we brought a guest in today. Landon and I are, como se dice, burned out.
Huh? So typically the show Earbuds is I bring an album, we talk about it. Joey says, not for me. And then Joey, that for some reason, it makes Joey think of an album that he wants to bring and talk about it. And then he brings and we talk about it, and I say, not for me either. Mm-hmm. But every once in a while, in the Venn diagram of our interests, I'm over here in this circle, he's over here in this circle. Every once in a while, we enter what we call I'm sorry we have to do this, the inverted butt cheek of earbudness.
That is, of course, where the Venn diagram circles coalesce into the I, B, C
of EB.
Yes.
Which, of course, is just the stuff that we both like.
Yep.
But this is not that episode.
No, and last year we did something kind of scary too, where we talked about a Halloween album, I would call it. A scary album. So last year we talked about Rocky Erickson's freaking scary album, The Evil One, where he's talking about vampires and two-headed dogs and who knows what else. I do, because I have it pulled up right here.
Oh.
But that's what we talked about last time. But this time we said, well, what if we do a little mix? It's like when you go to the store and they've got the candy corn and then the little pumpkins and then some peanuts are mixed in there. And you go, never. In my wildest dreams would I think to spend money on that.
We'll ask our guest about this in a second, because I'm a peanut and candy corn truther.
Yeah, you are. And I've seen you make your homemade mix, which kind of makes me sad when I go to the store and see that they figured out how to do it themselves.
Yeah, they cracked that nut, didn't they? But I would never buy it pre-mixed.
Speaking of, and we'll get to you soon. But, and you
I'm here all night.
You can weigh in on this as well. But speaking of cracked nuts, pistachios.
Give it to me.
They always used to be shelled, right? Like that was part of the mystique of the pistachio.
The challenge of getting in there.
I feel like you can just buy them unshelled now.
Yeah,
or
you
it was
can.
just like a king's ransom to buy them unshelled.
Yeah, if like your rich aunt gave them to you like in your Christmas stocking.
You're reaching in, you're pulling out a pencil and some loose change, and then some
Floss.
just some loose
A hard candy.
unwrapped,
Always.
a DVD of Unwrapped, the Mark Summers show,
A DVD of hard candy.
and I'm like, I've already got one.
It's a bad deal when they mix it. The premix is no good in any sense. If it's cereal, my buddy Jake bought a bag of Doritos that was mixing some spicy Halloween flavor with Cool Ranch, and they were just blended in one bag. It just makes everything so
Spicy Halloween Doritos.
Yeah. Oh, it was a Stranger Things thing. Stranger Things tie-in Doritos.
But I was gonna. That made me. I was like, "Am I living in the flipping upside down?"
Yeah.
When you said that to me,
Well, you might
my
be.
teeth were chattering,
Might be.
but it wasn't my jaw that was going up and down. It was the top of my head because I was upside down.
That's a good one.
Imagine.
So what else is new?
So anyway, but if you do get the peanuts and then the candy corn separately and you mix them yourself, what say you? Good mix or not?
I'm fine with that.
Fine with it.
I don't think you don't need to. I like candy corn. I don't like the pumpkins. I don't like the flavored autumn mix and all that, but just straight classic Brock's candy corn. I'm down with it. I have some on my desk right now at home.
Really?
Too bad. You get those
I agree. I don't like the big pumpkin.
Yeah.
That's too much.
Too much.
But the ratio of the candy corn, and then you throw a Planters peanut in there.
Yeah.
It almost tastes of a salted nut roll.
Yeah.
Which is an underrated, goated candy bar, in my opinion.
You've been saying this a lot.
Well,
That's our show. Oh.
You were going to say something?
Oh no, I mean, I just like eating peanuts with the shell on them. Just scooping them into your little bag at Fairway. Just taking them home, just crunching on the whole damn thing. That's what I was gonna say. But
do you remember Ground Round?
Is that the kid from Goonies?
It was a restaurant that had like the whole gimmick there was that they gave you big bowls of peanuts at your
toss 'em on the
table.
floor.
You throw them on the floor, and everyone's walking around with peanut dust on their shoes.
Texas Roadhouse.
Like what the? Why would anybody want this? Why would anybody want more filth in a restaurant?
Yeah.
And it's slippery.
It's not.
And
good.
you know rats are just all over that at night.
Oh yeah.
Totally. Oh, to hell with Ground Round.
Well, luckily everyone's allergic to them now, so
Yeah.
we've banned that.
I don't know. I think you can outgrow an allergy, but that's for a different podcast. Of course, this episode is different than our typical thing, right?
Yeah, as you can already tell.
Perhaps you've heard another voice
it's
that
a ghost.
yeah. People say that we sound the same, and I don't know where this one will fall in the sort of frequency of whatever our voices are. Let's hear a little something from our good friend.
Hey, yeah.
It's about the
that's
same.
about that.
That's going to get confusing.
But we have our very special guest, Mr. Justin Beahm, and we'll have him go through what led him to this seat today. Now, just tell us a little about yourself as far as your connection to... Oh, well, this is the Halloween episode. Did we say that?
Yeah.
Your connection
I
to
think so.
Halloween...
You did.
Halloween music specifically, and just the Halloween horror world, and then of course we'll talk a little bit about his music project.
Oh, surprise, surprise! And then we'll talk about a couple other things, and then we'll go back to previous business from last week. Right? We'll check the what do they call that when you check the you know when you're at court and they say we got to check the
Minutes.
The minutes.
The
Stop
stenographer
hitting the
over
table.
here.
It's not my fault.
Yeah.
That thing is no. Yep, he's innocent, folks.
It's the ghost.
Check the minutes. All right, Justin
the
Beahm,
minutes.
tell us a little about yourself and your connection to the spooky world of #spoopy season.
Well, spoopy's a good word. I'd love to hear about the origin of spoopy.
Yes. Yes.
Later.
Okay.
This is for you.
This is for you right now.
Oh, okay. I am a special feature producer primarily with my company, Reverend Entertainment, doing stuff for different studios and distributors, primarily in the horror space. That's where I came up, writing for different magazines like Fangoria and Famous Monsters, and that's what led me into the world of film. And with regard to spooky music, I've always loved film scores, especially horror stuff. Yes. And so I've been a collector of that from when I was little, and would just put the tape recorder up in front of the TV and hit record when a movie was on. Yeah. Still have some of those tapes, but I've always loved, and the old records that you get at the library that were spooky sounds for a haunted house and all that. Sure. Still love all that so much. I'm a child. Hence the candy corn.
Well, you and Landon are a mixed nut bag there. You're the candy corn, and you're the big pumpkin, and and a
DVD of mixed nuts was also in my Christmas stocking.
Yep. Strange movie.
Mm. Well,
hard candy.
Yeah. I already have one. Stop giving me DVDs of hard candy. I only play them in so many rooms of my house at once. True.
Okay, so you have this new music endeavor that you've started called Phantom Lightkeeper. And we'll talk a little bit about the album, but just what was sort of the impetus of starting this?
Yeah, what's your deal?
Why? Tell us why. Explain yourself. I was always a drummer all my life, and I got a guitar from a friend recently, not too long ago. John Stalter here in the Cedar Rapids area.
Shouts out, John.
John, thank you. And he gave me a little little orange practice amp, and I had plugged the headphones into it and started noodling around and just fell in love with the process. And I think my drumming helped with that, because the music that I started doing is surf came out of me, and I was in a surf band years ago, a surf rockabilly thing that I really loved playing drums for. And for whatever reason, that's just what started happening. And then I bought a proper amp and started asking friends about advice on pedals and things. You know how you accumulate that stuff.
Of course.
And then I one day hit record, and that's when it all began. And then I was obsessed, like at night after I was done with my work for the day. I could not wait to get back to recording and playing again. And it was just a total path of discovery, which you don't get a lot when you're like in your mid 40s. There's not a lot of new exploration necessarily, unless you're in. So it was a really rewarding experience for me, because it's just, it's not for a studio. It's not for a distribution company or a publisher or whatever. It was like just me. Right. And that was so creatively fulfilling for me. Totally. And I really needed it when it landed. So there was no plan for it. It just kind of happened.
Yeah. That's awesome. I mean, I think that's probably the best reason that you can create something. Yeah. Just for yourself. And then if it takes up a life of its own, great. But creativity at its purest form. I agree. Just like doing it because you kind of need to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I hate the business side of it. I've always been really bad about that with all my work, really, in terms of negotiations and how that stuff sucks. Yeah. So absolute respect for people who create without some kind of commercial consideration. Yeah. I think you're doing it just to do it. And those are the artists that I really respect the most and find myself drawn to, for sure.
Yeah. And again, and I'm sure even if you like your job, what you do is interesting, it still becomes a job in a sense. Sure. Because you are working with studios. There are things there that even if you enjoy it, this can give you that just pure creative freedom. Yeah. So now I can just kind of put that all in a bin and work on this thing. Yeah. And I have had conversations since I did it, because when I was making the album, it was like a mania over me, where it was nuts. Yeah. And I wasn't even thinking about it as I was doing it. You know how when you're in production, you forget to eat. Right. You take for granted a lot of the normal things or just forget about them. And it was very much that. And only after it was done and through conversations with people since it landed, since it came out a couple weeks ago, did I start really thinking about, wow, what did this mean to me? Why did I do it? And why now? And then what do I do with it?
And that was a great challenge for me to approach that stuff, because that's where the intersection gets kind of uncomfortable for me, where it's like, okay, now we're not just talking about the music. Now it's this whole other marketing and whatever else, which I'm not a fan of. I wish someone else could just do that.
When you were working on the album, was the thought there's an album here? Like,
No.
There's 14 songs. Was it you just like, you had one and then you went, well, let's put out another single? Or you just didn't, you weren't even thinking of it that way, but
Yeah, not at all.
eventually you got
Just
to this
had
mini.
enough.
Yeah.
That was exactly it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I recorded a couple and I sent them to friends just to say, hey, I'm doing this thing.
Yeah.
If you want to check it out. And then my friend Christian Day has a radio show out of Des Moines called Iowa Basement Tapes that's on public radio. And he asked if he could play a couple songs. I'm like, I only had written a couple at that point. And I'm like, whoa, like, I don't think this is ready for that. And he's like, real cheerleader.
Yeah.
And no, I really would love to play him. And that helped me feel like there was something more than just a personal adventure for me with it, like figuring this stuff out. And that was the first moment of feeling like, okay, I really am driven now beyond just a little inspired moment. And I just kept recording songs, and I wasn't sharing everything with people, and some of them I'd hate and scrap. You know how it goes.
Sure.
But then eventually I was like, I think I have about enough for an album here. Mm-hmm. And initially I was just thinking maybe I can just release it digitally or something. I didn't know much about the market right now. I know vinyl is the dominant format again, but anyway. And then I thought, okay, well, if I'm going to do it, this has been so great. Let's just do it right. Mm-hmm. And that's when I reached out to Waxwork Records, who do soundtracks. Yeah. Like their thing, they're so great.
And they press their own now, right?
They do.
So,
and they do an amazing job with it. And so I wanted to go somewhere that maybe was a little unexpected, but more so someplace, because this is such a weird project and weird music. I needed there to be some kind of confidence at the base level in people to be willing to buy it. Mm-hmm. And Waxwork was totally cool with that. Very great to work with. And I got to choose the vinyl color and how many in the run. And I did all the layout on everything, and the labels and I pulled in, the cover photo is from Nikki Nark. She lives up in Canada, and she's a photographer I've loved for many, many years. And that photo that's on there, I've had on my wall for a long time, like for many years, that I got from her. And I kept thinking about what would the cover be, but I'm walking by this photo every day, and I'm like, I just want something like that. Yeah. You know how that is? When there's just some art that you keep in mind. And so I just thought, oh man, I'll just reach out to her. And luckily she was very down for it and on board. And
how cool.
It just kind of came together that way.
Just for thematically, it seemed like a lot of it is sort of nautical based, like shore ghost, and I don't know, there's like the cover is like the woman
she's on the beach.
And I guess Phantom Lightkeeper is like the lighthouse person, right? Is that anything there?
There is.
Okay. What's the
so the only concept that I'd say was in play when I was recording was the perspective of someone who's just living in absolute isolation.
Sure.
And I've always had this kind of romance when it comes to lighthouse keepers, because these people would go out there and they would live there for like a year, be left there in the middle of nowhere, depending on people to come and bring them supplies. But when your life is that isolated and you're willing to completely walk away from society like that and exist there, and you're serving people still, it's not like you're just living in a shack in the woods sending bombs to people. You're really helping people.
Yeah. It's
right.
Yeah.
I don't know why Unabomber came to mind right there, but I love, I've been kind of on this, watching a lot of documentaries on old ships in the Great Lakes, and there's just such a rich history of strange stuff there.
Sure.
And so with the album, when I started playing the songs, and I don't know, I still can't explain why, it was from the perspective of kind of someone living that life who, when you're so by yourself, when you have nothing to entertain yourself with, you are reading, you might be writing, and in this case, like someone playing music.
Yeah.
But everything you see and hear that's different than the normal day-to-day is kind of magnified. Like if you see a flash of light in the forest across the bay, or fog rolls in and whatever. So it was with that in mind. That, I guess, is the only kind of theme thread that runs through it. But it's not like a character being played or something.
Sure.
It's just, and then surf, it makes sense to me.
Totally. Well, that's what I was kind of seeing, that sort of connection of like the kind of the classic surf horror, like whatever that thing comes from.
Yeah.
And then like yours is a sort of like mixing the sort of dichotomy of like the slow, dirgy, sludgy guitar, like low sounds with that. And it's a cool combination.
Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah. A lot of the film that I've been watching over the last few years is silent, like old silent films or movies that just don't have a lot of dialogue, but have great visuals. And I'll be happy just putting a movie on and turning the volume down on the film and just putting a great score on or something else like that. Sure. Like, for whatever reason right now in my life, words kind of feel like they're in the way with a lot of things I'm watching. And so that's why the undercurrent throughout the whole album is a lot of atmospheric stuff, the synthy kind of ambiance type elements, the chorus of like ghostly voices that kind of creep in once in a while, and those elements, because it's I certainly didn't want to make a traditional surf record, which I don't know how much surf fans will like this. I don't know. There was a review that came out today that was very sweet, but one of the things the guy said was like, traditional surf fans are going to have to be open-minded. And I think that's true. He also was like, it's got metal in it, it's got all these other things.
Yeah, that's a specific group of people that you're, you know.
Yeah, totally.
But this is like atmospheric and dark. And so it's, there's sort of a story within each song that's not just the surf rock thing. So,
totally.
And I wanted them to be different. I didn't just want 14 tracks of the same thing. And so, there is kind of a story there, even though there's no words. Yeah.
I think you nailed the sort of isolation and the sort of magnifying of the different elements, that because each song kind of has a new different element that comes in. Where you're like, oh, that's a different sound than the track before it, and like that's cool. That's a cool play on just sort of because listening to music all the time, some stuff it is like, okay, well, how are you gonna keep me around for this?
Well, it's like screenwriting. Like when you guys think about how you're laying out a film, you cannot have it be just a one note thing. Right. People won't stay around, and they certainly won't remain invested in it. And because I think that probably the fact that I wasn't writing an album helped.
Sure.
Because each time I was trying to use something new, bring something new into the song, a different effect pedal, a different kind of weird guitar thing, or church organ or whatever. And those were kind of like the hooks that I was hanging my hat on, but different, like sort of moving it around the room each time. And so it didn't feel rinse and repeat. And I have mad respect for everyone who's out there playing, period, because it's a grind, and to get out and do it is tough. Record an album, even tougher for people. Totally. But in the world of surf, it's like, there's some just amazing musicians out there doing it, but I knew from the beginning that while that was going to be an element, I wasn't even sure it was going to be the dominant element. I think it kind of became that. Sure. But in addition to the surf, really, like, my heart is with guitar players like Link Ray, who I have a tribute to Link on there, who wasn't a surf player. He was like what Jimmy Page and Pete Townsend say, it was like the godfather of modern rock guitar. And he was such an amazing guitarist, an inventive guy who got banned on radio stations with an instrumental called Rumble back in the day. It caused this is during the whole teens dancing is a bad thing, you know, and
sexy.
He released a song called Rumble that's just an instrumental that takes its time. It's not a real fast-paced thing, but the slow, really heavy and distorted nature of it is something people hadn't really heard before. Radio stations started banning it because they're saying that it's encouraging juvenile delinquency.
Yeah, I'd throw that out my son's window. No!
Slow guitar.
That's what it is. It's blum, blum, blum. It's like 3 chords through a lot of the song.
I shake my hips to that.
Yeah.
But it put him on the map. And I mean, to get banned without words in your song,
That's pretty baller.
kudos to you, man. Link
We'll
was
get
awesome.
there. We'll get there. Even in the, I was going to say, back to the screenwriting thing, or even when you're talking about soundtracks for movies or scores, there is still a story. As you're following the album, it's usually laid out the way it is on screen, even though songs might be extended or whatever. But you are getting, you're not getting all of your secrets given up front, or here's everything the album's going to do in the first song. Yours, you can kind of hear the surf stuff, and then it kind of fades into some other stuff, and it comes back, just like with any sort of album that's following a movie. You're getting to like the climax of the movie, later on.
Yeah.
You're kind of, then you're maybe bringing some stuff back. So I think it's just, I just like listening to this stuff. Just put it on and
Yeah. As far as like, especially right now with what we're working on, to throw on music, I'm sure you just said you do this. You'll listen to music instead of watching the dang movie. Yeah. I mean, more than I do, but I'll put on music to write to.
Oh yeah.
I said, this is going in the rotation.
Oh,
sometimes you need to put yourself in
Short for rotation.
What is?
That was sharp. He said rotation.
Rotation.
That's pretty good.
No, what's rotation?
Oh,
those things
let me
teens
show you.
were doing. Yeah. And in terms of, I put this right up there with other great Lighthouse soundtracks, like The Lighthouse, which is like for like an hour.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I forgot.
Yeah.
We're actual Lighthouse.
And one guy being like,
Hey,
Yeah, maybe some of that in the background.
Would have been good. I messed up. I
We'll
really
do. We
messed
can.
up.
Hey, we do a little voice acting.
You're good. Especially with this mic situation here.
yeah.
It's like, this is what I'm looking for.
And in the background, you can hear.
I actually don't even think it's me.
No, it
That's
is
what's
me.
crazy. I think it's actually you doing most of the noise, but that'll all be the audience right now is like, what are they even talking about? They didn't hear any of it.
True. It's all been taken care of.
Or someone's going to upload a new like this one where it's going to be pointing at me every time I adjust my microphone.
arrow.
Yeah. Ding, 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 ding. And I hate to do it again. I'm probably in double digits. Oh, okay. Perfect.
So when you're approaching like a new song, are you? And I guess maybe it's even more specifically because it is instrumental. Are you just coming up with a riff and riffing on it for a long time, and then you're like, oh, okay, this could be the song?
Yeah, or even a rhythm,
Uh-huh.
or like a drum part,
Sure.
or any of the instruments that are on it. If the bass line, or it starts with that seed. Because I'll be sitting on the couch just monkeying around, and if I come up with something, I'll use my the like voice recorder thing on my phone,
Sure.
and just lay that in front of me with my guitar not plugged into anything, and just
Yeah.
roll through something. And then I might refer back to that later, or if I start with a seed of something else, and I'm like, oh yeah, yesterday I came up with that thing, and I'll listen back and figure out what I had done. I'm not a schooled player by any means, and so it's not like, well, that was an A chord.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
what that is. So it's like finding it. It's discovering it, and then once you lay it down, then adding the components on it. And that's where I think, like we were talking about drumming prior to hitting record here.
Yeah.
That's so foundational.
Sorry, folks. We talked beforehand.
Oh, we did that. We were bumping the heck out of mics too. the whole time.
you should have.
I couldn't even hear what we were saying.
Cacophony of mic beating. But that foundation of being part of the rhythm section, I think that's so crucial to understand. And that really has helped me in picking up guitar and doing all the rest of these instruments too, is because that's there already.
Totally. I think back in high school when we were in our band,
Yep.
and Joey was in the band,
Yes. Thank you.
Finally, the credit I've been waiting
spiritually.
for.
But we would do a song where we started toying around with the singer coming back and playing drums, and then I would go play keys for
yeah.
one song,
Yeah.
just for a little fun. And he, after we like messed around with that in practice, was like, and then we were doing it consistently. He was like, this changes how I play instruments now.
Really?
Now that I've like, because he would dabble with drums, but he wasn't like a drummer.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, just an
I think that
sort of thing.
a lot of people, it's the common theory that start with piano, and that can lead to everything else. And that's a great foundation. And piano is really a percussion instrument. It's a mallet hitting, right? But I think that the combination of piano and drums, I think that's a great way to begin. No matter what you're playing, even if you just get a practice pad and some sticks.
Yeah.
Because I know when I'm editing film, I use that all the time because rhythm is so vital.
Totally.
Not just when I'm cutting trailers or intros, but even during interviews, like the beats and when you're cutting into clips. And I have a practice pad next to me all the time, and I'll be tapping out this part of the score and finding exactly where it needs to cut into this next clip or whatever it might be. Yeah. And I think I advise everyone who's interested in music to also just, it's cheap, get a practice pad and some sticks and tap around on that. You work with a metronome too. Yeah. Playing with a click track is that really important as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Joey?
Yeah, I'm sort of playing bad cop today. Where I have
He's
to
not
say,
going to go along
I
with
don't
it.
quite agree with that.
Oh, come on.
No drums.
No,
practice pads.
it's just because it's the Halloween episode. I'm trying to keep some tension in the air.
Keep it scary.
Trying to scare you.
This is terrifying.
Yeah, I don't use a practice pad.
You do use that microphone as you're sliding it in and out of its cradle.
I just screwed up. All my hard work.
Oh, my Lord. All right. Well, so you're selling the physical copies. That's cool.
Yeah.
Just as far as, I mean, who doesn't want their album on a record, you know?
It was exciting when those showed up. Those waxwork boxes.
That's good. And yeah, it's like a label,
actual,
that you know, and love,
and they encourage. They're like, put it on, by all means. I said, can I tell people that you pressed it? Because I want that to be a thing if it can.
Totally.
She's like,
who are you talking to over there? Mean Gene?
Oh yeah.
Yep. Hey, not to get too into the weeds with this.
Do you have an
stuff,
album coming out?
But I've got an album called "Coming Out of the Weeds." It's coming out of the weeds next week.
It's all sound bites from Mean Gene.
Are you telling me to stop calling?
He was
stop
great.
asking them for frickin', you know.
He had a burger place in Cedar Rapids. Had one of them in the mall. Mean Gene's Burgers. It was in the Lindale Mall. Yeah, I don't know how many locations he ever had, but there. See, right there this is the important element with Mean Gene.
Mean Gene's
you
Burgers.
doing that?
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, there's not enough. I was just telling someone this. There's not enough places that make burgers.
Well, let's name all the old diners that used to exist around here. Mean Gene's,
Okay.
the place that Elijah Wood's mom ran in Westdale Mall.
What was that?
I don't remember.
Mean Genes.
Yeah,
It's all Mean Genes.
what's the third one? We need one more, then we can move on.
There was a Big Boy in Cedar Rapids for a while.
God, someone helped us out there.
Was there really?
Yeah.
Oh, but what I wanted to ask was, records, they're so backed up. You go somewhere to get your records pressed. Sometimes it's like it's gonna be 6 months, 8 months, 9 months.
Well, I could have had, I could have even had it cheaper than what it cost if I go. There's a bunch of presses that offer it for a reasonable price.
Sure.
But I was like, if I'm going to do it, I want to do it right. And I could not believe it that they gave me the arrival date of like October 8th or something is when they predicted they would show up. Mm-hmm. And that's why I made the release date October 10th, because I thought, okay, cool. But then they showed up almost a full month ahead of schedule. And it was unbelievable. And so anybody who had pre-ordered started getting them like a full month ahead of time. And that, I think, helped to get people talking about it maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
But it just made me happy to give people that stuff in advance because I see it all the time. Yeah. John 5's new album, I just saw he announced that his is delayed. So like big names, acts have a hard time with it. But bless Waxwork. They took care of me for sure.
Shouts out to Waxwork and what do you call them? Mean Gene?
Mean Gene Burgers.
Yeah, and Mean Gene Burgers. We shouts out to the Mean Gene Burgers.
And their CDs.
And CD.
And I have CDs. And you know what's been interesting is that
people love CDs.
It's
still.
like 50-50.
We're loving CDs.
Yeah, it's they're even.
They're kind of,
which I didn't really expect that to be the case. And then there's a guy, John Vance, who has a record store in Indiana, I think it is, and
write that down.
He stocks the album, like this album. He ordered some, and he's selling CDs faster than the vinyl there. And he said that there's been a real uptick in CD sales lately.
What's going on, folks?
I've noticed that too. That like,
what the hell's going on, folks?
More people are selling CD because there for a while people weren't even doing CDs.
What are we doing, folks?
Well, I think it's priced too. That vinyl is so expensive in a lot of cases.
Yeah, now it's like $30-$40 every time you want an album. Which,
but then they were doing like cassette.
Cassettes are back now.
TerraVision's doing those. Yeah.
TerraVision, I got a couple of those. Yeah. TerraVision,
but of course the cassette doesn't sound good, right?
Well,
it does now. Everyone, actually, I like that it sounds bad because it reminds me of when I was a kid and everything sounded bad.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I get it.
We just don't need 8 tracks.
Local. If it's a local band, maybe you go buy the tape from them, right?
Yeah.
Or if it's like,
I'll buy it. I'm not saying I'm not going to buy it. I've just had a little thing that I wanted to say about the whole nostalgia bit.
Say it.
I'm just sick.
But isn't it because of the price? You go, well,
it's like, well, $8 or $40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now even cassettes are like 18. You go, well, fuck, they do sound like shit. I mean, I'm not Delulu over here.
a CD is the best sounding.
Huh? Yes.
Right?
It's the highest quality.
He's got to take.
It has the widest like frequency spectrum.
Yeah.
The widest. I did it. That was me.
Okay.
That's on me. The widest frequency spectrum. Is CD.
Yeah.
But there's
not the.
Hey, warmth
back me
of
up
the vinyl.
God damn it!
There it is. He said it.
And the
snap, crackle, and pop of the dust that's in there from when I dropped it on my cat.
It reminds me of when Grandma was yelling at Grandma in the kitchen.
Oh, and Grandma was yelling at Grandma in the kitchen. I can hear it. They're stirring the gravy. It's not getting thick enough. Dinner's 2 hours late.
I told you I had flour.
Cornstarch.
It's the most wonderful thing. Anyway.
There's something to be said for the album experience, though, too.
There is.
Having the artwork, large, big art. You got the insert thing. And you have to interact with it. You have to get up and flip it over. And if you love side 2 more than side 1, that's a whole separate experience that with CDs, you'd have to hit stop when you're done or skip ahead to the tracks you love. And I mean, even on my thing, I think the second half of it is different than the first. And maybe you only like the second half. I don't know.
That's part of that sequencing you don't get anymore.
Yeah, we talk about sequencing a lot on this podcast, as our fans will know.
Yep.
Shouts out to our earbuds.
Yep.
But
ear buddies. Like
ear
Airbud. The ear buddies.
All right.
Earbud
Put that
2.
on a shirt.
Yeah. Space puppies.
Okay. Now, hey, Mr. Movie over here knows more about the Airbuds franchise.
Yeah, what the hell? What about Big Arts burgers? That'd be kind of cool.
That'd be great.
Big Arts burgers.
Cool.
We should open a retro. Hey, hon, what do you want on that? I'll have you rollerblading out to the cars.
Hey, hon, what do you want on here?
Well, we'll talk about that
That's
later.
How it'll go.
But did you have fun sequencing the album? What song goes where? Or is that not something you thought of, really?
It isn't. No,
Interesting.
Honestly, they're aside from tracks 1 and 2, which are flipped, everything is chronological as I recorded it.
Okay.
So you're hearing like the evolution of the process.
That's interesting because it does have a good flow to it.
I appreciate that. Well, I did. That's why I think side 2 has more elements than side 1 because I just kept like getting a little
which kind
braver.
of does go to the sort of crescendo of like of a film,
like
or
a film
score.
story.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. That works. Okay, well then let's hit him with the hard hitting questions. We finally get to the last track.
Oh, right.
And there's a little piano note or two that we might recognize.
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna play it.
We'll get sued into the
apparently
you're
you're not gonna be sued into the ground, but you can go.
It's got a little of the Halloween theme, and then you kind of surf rock it up.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's fun.
I have a long background with the Halloween franchise. That's where I first worked in the once it was sort of post magazines, that's where I was first part of the film business, when I had no business being a part of the whole thing. And
in what way? What do you mean?
I worked for Trancas International and Compass International Films out of LA, which is like the parent company of the Halloween franchise. And so I was in there, and I dealt with licensing and products and theatrical re-releases, video distribution stuff. And in fact, the first 2 special features I ever did were on Halloween 4 and 5 when they made their leap to Blu-ray from DVD. The audio commentaries were the first 2 that I did, and that caught the attention of Shout Factory, the guys who were there at that time, and they were about to launch Scream Factory. And they approached me at an event once and asked if I'd be interested in doing more of that kind of thing. And I'm, okay, that sounds awesome. And I was kind of ready to move on from the Halloween world at that point. But Halloween is a big part of my story. And I've done a lot with Carpenter over the years, and different things, from documentaries to just a lot of things. He was part of the charity that I co-founded with my old business partner out there. And John's great, and I love his music. I love his films. He's my favorite film composer. And so I wanted to close it out with a way to pay homage to him and to the film franchise. That kind of gave me the start with everything. And initially I had a version of that was not, it wasn't so directly the Halloween theme. But then as I'm messing around with it, I'm like, screw it. I'm just going to license it. So I licensed the song, and then it's a cover of the Halloween theme. I didn't put it under that name, Halloween theme, because it is so, it's pretty divergent from what it was. And some people haven't, like that review that I was mentioning earlier, that guy didn't hear Halloween theme on that. He didn't note that in his thing. But which I kind of like.
That's cool.
I love that Halloween fans will be like, and unless you read the liner notes, you might not pick up on that.
If you're not in, if he's just a music review guy that isn't,
so horror centric.
So that's cool.
It was really fun though, and it's a cool kind of, it's almost like an Easter egg at the end for people.
I was gonna say it's kind of like a bonus track of like the album. It's still in the world, but it's like, this is freaking Halloween.
Yeah.
And because you were in the licensing world, you just had to email your old email.
And
ask for permission.
Right. Yeah.
You said, of course, anything for you.
Buddy.
Must be nice. Carpenter won't answer my emails.
Stop emailing all these people.
You email.
I need one of those Sutter Kane empty books or whatever he keeps putting on his website every now and then. He's like, 20 new Sutter Kane blank books. And you're like, fuck.
Are you working on more music?
Yeah.
You got
I have
cooking.
The next album is underway, and I've also been tapped to have to do some film scoring too now.
Nice.
And so I'm starting into that realm, which is super exciting because I love that stuff so much. And it's fun that's another area that's relevant to what I do normally anyway. So it's not something completely foreign.
Right.
But to get to sort of play in that sandbox has been really awesome.
Yeah.
And these early.
Have you started on that process
at
all?
Okay. Yeah. I have, the first 2 cuts are already done.
Nice.
And I'm just doing some revisions on those. And I'm excited to continue with that. I want to continue exploring that for sure.
That's sweet.
Is that something you've wanted to do in the back of your mind?
No.
Because it feels a little full circle a bit. I mean, getting into like when you're getting into movies and like, what do I like about listening to soundtracks and stuff, kind of get to a point where it's like people like what you're doing enough to say, would you back the entire movie with your sounds?
It's crazy.
Like, okay.
I mean, it's just starting with a couple things in a film, so it's not like a full score. But none of this is anything I ever aimed for. I grew up I'm a kid growing up in Iowa, and I didn't have any
corn-fed,
mean jeans, burgers, and corn, candy corn in the end. But
hell yeah,
and
maybe some Planters peanuts too.
Maybe.
Come on,
not from Iowa.
No. It seemed like a different universe to me growing up. The world of film and all that. I love reading about it in Fango and Famous Monsters and everything.
But you can call it that.
All of it, Fangoria and Famous Monsters. But it just none of it seemed. It just didn't seem real enough and relevant enough for me to be like, someday I hope.
Yeah.
And so it's just a series of just putting myself out there in different realms, starting with the newspaper world, and then on to magazines, and then onto this documentary stuff. It's answering the calls and saying yes. And I don't know. There's no ladder to climb, as you guys know all too well in this industry. Not only is it hard to sell an idea, but to keep working consistently is an incredible challenge, and compounded when you're not in any hub like LA, Toronto, New York, Vancouver, whatever.
Yeah.
I think I'm about done with.
It really is. It's like people don't. Yeah, the field's been leveled a little bit by remote stuff being accepted now. Remote meetings, not having to walk in the room all the time.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, it's just you really have to work hard to survive in this business.
Yeah, it's that now it's harder in a different way, where it has been leveled to the point where it's like, well, now everyone sort of has. If you were able to get in the room before, that's hard, but at least you got in there. Now it's like everyone can audition for everything or reach out to anyone.
Sure.
You know, or they're not even looking at you because they're looking at someone somewhere else.
But
algorithms.
Yep.
You got
social media.
Big Al.
Go
rhythm.
Yes.
But
send that to SNL.
That was
something there.
That was sharp.
No, I think they're gonna be busy doing one more Domingo sketch. I think this next one will finally.
We can't do SNL talk on this episode.
I'm sorry, but
this is the hill you die on, isn't it?
If I have to see one more, it's not funny.
If I have to see one more sketch, is just something you saw online and you just are doing it in the sketch. I'll show you later.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Justin's like, Domingo's my favorite sketch.
Yeah.
I'm so out of tune with SNL. I loved it when I was a kid. It was the greatest, like Phil Hartman, Farley, Sandler, like that era was the best.
Yeah.
Nope. No more opera man to speak of.
Right.
I know.
Just Domingo.
But what was I going to say? Oh, well, to your point.
QB Halloween too. Maybe you could get you in there. I don't know.
Right.
But no, to your point of the sort of democratization of everyone can do it. But also
do the can.
Now there's more, like we were talking about before we were recording, streaming. There's more options for film to be made.
Yeah.
The good and the bad of that.
Right.
But also with the music industry, you know, you can throw your thing up on Bandcamp and sell your stuff without the push of a label. Yeah.
I think that changed probably in the 90s. That's when that transition began with it's not what I'm saying.
No, I know.
No, that was Nancy Cartwright just walked in here. So weird. I think we were talking about Domingo, of course.
Yeah, she's
like, Carpenter.
Lay off my knees.
Yeah. Hey, dude.
But you were saying. This is what our fans like. I'm sorry. We have to do it.
It's great.
All the comments are like, no, it's not. Tagging this spot.
This is the
we
part
want to hear the guy talk
hate.
about music on the music show.
I don't even know what I was saying, but yeah, there's
the 90s.
Oh, the band's not needing labels. It's
right.
just a different world.
Yes,
it's very different now, and I like it on that front because a lot of the bands that were on labels ended up being beholden to them for they hardly ever made any real money, and they're having to pay back all the recoupable stuff.
Right.
And I like that bands can do that now, but also they kind of have to tour to survive again. It's back into that realm where album sales aren't going to carry you anymore. So that's very different.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're sort of, constantly have to be on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the merch is where you're making a lot of the bulk of your income. It's shirts and all that stuff outside the venue.
Well, and we talk about a lot too.
Shirts are expensive now. I'm mad about it.
They are.
Shirts are
$40.
And usually it's not even like a good one, like a Comfort Colors.
No.
Usually it's just a Gildan.
If you're going to do the $40,
don't do it.
But I end up with a Shaka wear. It's huge. I can't get in.
But also, we would talk about a lot on this show, and you'll know about this, fine feathered friends. Then bands are just like constantly writing songs about touring.
Because that's all they know.
Come on. I get that you're sleeping on the floor with your buddies again, but I don't need to hear about it. You know?
You're listening to a lot more music than I am. See, you're listening to stuff with words. That's where you're going wrong.
That's the problem. You need
to steer clear of that.
And I found out, so I waxed pissed off last week about
wax work.
excuse me, Big
Mean
Al's
Gene,
Mean
Reggie,
Burgers.
the Reckless.
I went to a bad venue in Davenport that you had been to, and then I listened to an interview with the lead singer of that band that I went to, and he said this whole tour is secondary markets, and so they're like, once we've done all the, we still have to then, like after we've hit Minneapolis, Chicago, New York, done a bunch of sold out shows, we have to go play 2 half empty rooms.
Go feed the little fish.
Yeah, just like then you're on the road for the next 2 or 3 months, just playing to 100, 200 people, and you're just like, man, I get why the shirt's $40.
Was it a big band that was playing to that room?
I assume so. We both have seen bigger bands there, where it's like, at least in the world of what they're doing, it's like I've seen them play sold out shows at House of Blues in Chicago. And then they just go, but they just have to stay on the road.
But then you think of House of Blues in Chicago, and you're like, actually, that's kind of a small room.
It's not that big, yeah. I mean, you filled it.
Well, that's for a different...
I'm an icon.
Yeah.
No, but when our podcast goes there, we'll be selling it out.
There you go. Do it.
Well,
that's a thing.
Yeah.
The live
podcast.
Yeah.
Talk about the democratization of talent and getting your stuff out there.
Exactly.
Which is why you'll see that this video has a bunch of views. No, it actually might this time.
Well, speaking of live shows, do you plan on ever, dusting off the old guitar for the tour guitar, like the old live guitar,
the old one?
Yeah. Just dusty from being in the
looks
studio.
like shit.
Do you think you could go out and play some of these live? Like, would you have to get other members?
I'm in the process of putting a band together right now for it. Yeah, because I don't like my Brooke Hoover.
Is that an exclusive for us?
Probably.
Yes.
Okay. You didn't sound happy about it.
I was disappointed in realizing that. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes.
Brooke Hoover, who was with the Surf Zombies out of Cedar Rapids here, he does a solo thing. In addition, the Zombies are a band, but he does a solo thing where he has backing tracks, and he plays smaller rooms with that and does really well and enjoys it. And he's been really pushing me, like, you don't need a band. You just pull the lead stuff, all the lead tracks out of it, and just put that. And I just feel, coming from a background of playing, like if I started that way, I'd probably be more comfortable with that idea.
Yeah.
But coming from a background of playing with people, and even when you're as young as like you were when you're a band, that feeling, that energy, and that there's a very different motivation with it, a completely different experience. And but at this age, putting a band together isn't the easiest thing. Finding people who have time and finding people who'd be into this weird music. It's also not like, let's get like a, I don't know, cover band of some hot thing together. Let's play some weird atmospheric evil surf. I don't know.
Which is kind of, especially around here, it is kind of like, well, we only want a cover band or like a metal band.
I've heard that.
Yeah. I've heard it too. I'm trying to be nice about it.
That's why it would be nice to be, if it was on a label, that's one of the benefits of being on a label, is that then you get packaged with some other act on there that might line up with it.
Yeah.
And there are some great indie labels that have really diverse lineups. And I've been sort of searching around to see if it might be able to land somewhere for a wide release, because this is so limited.
Yeah.
The one that I ran to just 100 on vinyl, 100 on CD. So it's like super small.
Yeah.
But it would be great if it could have a wider life. And then, because we talk about the hassle of putting a band together, the hassle of booking shows, the logistics with travel for all these people.
A whole other
So
10
I don't
people's jobs worth of work.
But I do want to do it, to your question. I'm excited to get back out there. It's been a long time since I've been on stage doing that.
There's someone I listen to called, his band name is Hole Dweller, but it's like fantasy synth. And he's like, I'm going on my first tour. And he's trying to figure out going back through all of his, but I've seen video of his tour now, and it is like, he does have tracks because he's playing an instrument. So, I mean, people are there, but it is that where it's like, everything is sort of, there's a lot of pre-recorded stuff going on.
Right.
Or he's setting stuff up live and then playing to it. But it's a different thing.
Yeah, and with his music, that totally makes sense to me. With like synthy type things that are, and if he's running sequences, that's going to be timed the same every time. Yeah. But the spontaneity of a song and just going like, no, hold this for a little longer, that kind of moment.
Yeah,
that's when you go to see a band live. I don't like to hear the recording.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear the album as it was in the studio. I love when a band takes the side roads and really stretches out or something.
Yeah.
I'm always down for that. And so I would love that experience more, because if I'm going to go out and play, I mean, that's a serious time investment, and time is tough to come by, like free time. My work is super demanding. And so if I'm going to do it, it's like, I want to do it the right way.
Yeah.
The right way for me.
Right.
Not,
Hole Dweller, he can do his thing.
there's lots
No,
of people
I'll text
doing
him.
that. There's one person outfits that are fantastic that tour and do great shows. And there's so many visual elements you can pull into it now too, with lighting and
Yep.
video.
But then there's like John Carpenter, when he goes and does his tour, like there's a bunch of people on stage with him, you know? So
I saw him in Chicago on that first tour at Thalia Hall, which is my favorite music venue in the world that I've ever experienced. Have you ever been there to Thalia? You know how it's an old church.
Okay.
And so it's wood floors, wood balcony. It just resonates through you.
Yeah.
And all my favorite show experiences have been there. But when he did that first tour with the Lost Themes album, I went, I think that may have even been the first stop on the tour. Seeing a packed room of people eagerly anticipating John coming out. And then Cody, his son, and everybody else are up there doing their bit. And then John walks out, throwing the horns in the air. And I'm just like, this is going to be magical. And it absolutely was. Seeing him kind of bobbing up and down on his keyboard in the front, doing his thing. He had clips playing. I mean, it was a very organized show, but it was just neat to see him in a rock star moment, because his music, the synthwave thing, was born with him and Alan Howarth. I mean, they're the source point for that. And everybody knows his film, but not as many people, I think, are aware of how important he is to music. Too.
Oh, yeah,
And so it was great to see that acknowledgement live too. It was a great.
yeah,
show.
I think some of that stuff it sounds simple, some of it, or you just have heard, like I've heard the Halloween song, but it's like someone had it's like the Jaws thing of like someone really had to go, this is going to be in the context of this movie scary. Like it can sound simple, but you can build on it. But then you've got like you're covering it. I mean, like Trent Reznor did a cover for Sacred Bones. Like people love to take that stuff and add to it.
Well, too, for comedy, that silence is as valuable as whatever you're saying.
People tell us that, and we don't necessarily agree. But
We're not going to do silence.
But you know what I mean.
Yes.
And that little silence between when we were doing that, 0 laughs, and then him saying something.
That's the
Magic right there.
Yeah. And that is why we did it.
That was great.
To demonstrate it.
Oh my God. Well, hopefully tonight we can give you a few options of other labels you can reach out to. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Callers.
First caller.
Well, we have talked about Mr. Geffen quite often, where he comes on stage and says, I've got to have that band.
Right. And I think he is in trouble now, though. So.
Oh, is he?
I think Geffen is now.
You're thinking of Griffin, Peter Griffin.
Okay.
6 out of 10.
I think that's
generous.
Much too kind.
I'm a nice person.
What do you like to listen to not during Halloween time?
Great.
Like what's your thing?
I love really atmospheric, kind of not like vocal light stuff, or where the vocals are used like an instrument. Like there's this gal, Liz Harris. She also goes under the name Grouper and Nivek. Her music is something that I absolutely love. So my playlist is I have this, it's a playlist I keep adding to. And at this point, it's like, I don't know how many hours long, but it's a mix of film scores and a lot of that kind of instrumental, real atmospheric. I mean, I don't think it qualifies as shoegaze stuff necessarily, but it's got a lot of droney kind of mixed muted sounds, and I don't know how to describe it. I should look it up and see what it's referred to as.
I think a lot of new shoegaze is sort of what you're saying. Like the bands that are now doing stuff with it are a lot heavier, and the vocals are so taken to a point of, it was before almost like indecipherable, but even now it's just like a sound that's happening with all everything going on, like the wash of sound.
Right.
So
let me grab my phone and get that playlist pulled up so I can answer that better.
okay, yeah, sure.
So playlist starts with Daniel Hart, who's the composer on A Ghost Story. I love that score a lot. Then there's Chelsea Wolfe, Juliana Barwick, so great. Young Magic. Some of this stuff has lyrics. I mean, like vocals and stuff too. But Forest Swords, Laurel Halo. It's a DM Stiff. I love him. Grouper, who I mentioned a few minutes ago.
Sounds like the DMs I send.
Boards of Canada.
Sounds like the ones I get.
Vangelis. I'm going to keep going here. This is going well. Bauhaus. Dark Her. Emma Ruth Rundle. Love her. So I'll stop there. But that's the kind of stuff that it is. It's a lot of...
But it's an eclectic little mix.
Well,
too.
Chelsea Wolfe is getting into soundtracks too.
Yes.
Like X, when my girlfriend comes home and I'm sitting listening to that on record, and it's like, oh, and I was like, oh, nothing. I was the damn dishes are freaking piling up, and I'm freaking. She's like, what are you talking about?
I love Chelsea so much.
Closing all the cabinets with your
Ding dong.
Yeah.
Wee wee.
with your DM
My
stiff.
DM stiff.
Yeah.
The DM Stiff.
My board of Canada.
So now we kind of know what's his headspace.
There it is.
Yeah, I mean, this is my little. We just thought, what are some good albums to listen to around this time of year? Could be a soundtrack. It could be a score. It could be anything, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be made for the season.
It's just kind of what
the
you
reason
put
for the
on around the Halloween time.
Well, if it's Psycho, I throw on a couple high heels. I march around in a skin mask that I found.
What?
That's upsetting.
You guys been watching Monster? The Ed Gein story.
I saw it. I done did.
What'd you think of that Alfred Hitchcock looking mother?
They couldn't find one guy in LA that looked more like Hitchcock than that
He looked
guy.
to me like a killer clown from outer space. The way that they did up his head,
It was weird.
he had a strange look about him, and I can't
was
stop.
very
And I'm
strange.
obsessed, and I can't stop thinking about it. And he lives rent free in my head.
I haven't seen it,
Yeah, I haven't.
but I've heard it's either good or bad.
Well,
That's what you want to hear. You don't want vanilla.
True. And if it's Ryan Murphy, I know it's either good or bad.
The main guy's great. The guy who plays Gein, I think he's great.
yes, Charlie. Charlie. What the hell's his last name?
Hunnam.
Yep.
There you go.
And he's back for more. He's going to be in the next one.
There's more to the Ed Gein story.
Well, no, Murphy's having him play someone else.
That's kind of what they do, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's part of the family.
It's funny too because
The
they keep
Murphyverse.
adding him into each one as it goes. It's becoming like a baseball team.
There's too many. Yeah, there's 100 characters in this.
Well, okay. So then what do you listen to around Halloween? Just give us one. We'll all go around.
Maybe it's the same stuff.
Could be.
It kind of sounds like it is.
It's kind of like my life is that anyway. So it
That's
really
true,
doesn't
I guess,
change my.
you're-
But what I am more likely to put on is one of those old records. It's like the haunted house sounds and
Yes.
spooky song collections and that used to be at the checkout at the grocery store on cassette when you were a kid. I love that kind of stuff. So I guess I might add that into the mix.
Sure.
But my life is kind of like that. My son was saying this the other day. I'm like, we need to get the Halloween decorations out. And he goes, Dad, we live in Halloween. Like, this is how it is all year round. And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, that's a solid point. But I want to put those things on the window
Yeah,
and
yeah,
the
the
Yeah.
little
stringy
clings.
things and the what. So
Fake cobwebs.
we got to get the fake cobwebs out, if nothing else.
Yeah. I always think like just don't clean for the first 9-10
Yeah.
months.
that's just
Then you're ready
dust.
to go.
The Halloween dust.
Halloween dust, and
People like
hopefully,
that.
if you're lucky, some cobwebs.
Yeah.
Au natural, big naturals, cobweb style. You know
I
what
just
I'm
go
talking
get
about?
I go get the blow molds out of the garage and bring them into the house, and then those are just filled with.
Do you collect
cobwebs
those?
Anyway. Well,
I love that stuff.
He
up to the
tries.
point that they're now impossible to buy for less than $100.
yeah.
But I did drive to every Menards in the tri-state area looking for like blow mold light kit. So I'm like, where the fuck? I got to get a new light for this thing. You got to stick it in the little, nope, too big. Go to another one. It's a whole thing. But then you get to be at Menards and you start going, maybe I am going to work on some stuff. It's just things I never thought about.
I could snake my drain.
See? You can't think of anything. You just said something stupid.
Until you're there. Snake the drain.
Come on, man.
You're in the arts and crafts section.
That's where you snake the drain.
Pipe cleaners. They're not just for snake and drains anymore.
Hey, and what did Freud say about pipe cleaners?
Es ist un pipe cleaner.
That was it.
Indeed. Yeah. Joey, what do you listen to? You got any album you throw on? Of course, last year we talked about Rocky Erickson, the Evil One, so you can't mention that.
Nope. I will bring up Ghost then, which we talked about before.
Okay.
That's some scary stuff. Well, you've also got Mr. Carpenter's godson or whatever, Daniel Davies. He's got an album called, what the hell is this thing called? I didn't really do this list that well.
That's fine.
Events Score. In 2018, he put out an instrumental album called Events Score, which is kind of creepy, scary, synthy stuff with some live instrumentation throughout. So check that out. I like to throw on, in the vein of synth stuff, there's a guy called Pentagram Home Video. He did a synth album called The Satanic Path, which is creepy. It goes through a few different sorts of stuff. I think there's some surf stuff on there too. Now, one of my favorites that I always like to throw on, and it's just celebrating its 10th anniversary this past Friday, is the It Follows soundtrack by Disaster Piece.
Yeah.
And he just put out, it's a little controversial, but I don't care for the movie that much.
I'm with you.
It didn't scare me at all or have me enraptured, but he just put out the full album again with a bunch of like extended. So it's like here, the song on the album is like 2 minutes. It's like a 7-minute version of it, or a bunch of the little sound cues that were maybe cut out or just left off the soundtrack for the sake of brevity. But that's like, I don't know, 2 hours long or something at this point. So I'm like,
oh man,
that's cool. What else? Bands. Benjamin Wallfish has some good horror stuff. The It soundtrack for the new movies, pretty good. For something that, I don't know. Some of that stuff when it's like a larger horror movie for a big release, I just feel like they kind of get whoever they can pay for. But I feel like he really took his time there. Now, my favorite maybe is the Rosemary's Baby soundtrack, because that lullaby song, when that comes on the mixtape, let's hit it. Everyone's standing around. They've got their ghoul punch and their ghost burger. And then they're like, yeah, so what the fuck?
Hey, what the hell is this?
Think about that. Are your knees quaking?
Spooky doings.
I like that. And then there's some other stuff. I don't have to go through everything I like. What about you?
No, I mean, that's all good.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, the one that you were going to bring up,
which
was the Bradley Thomas Turner album, which you might think this sounds a little interesting.
We'll just hear a little bit of this.
So this is off the album Haunted House Party from 2024. This was put out on Library of the Occult Records. Have you heard of this company?
I love it.
This is the one that I'm saying, maybe go check out what the hell's going on over there.
Yeah.
Talk to them. They've got, if you go to their Bandcamp, it's like every album cover is sort of
awesome.
Yeah. It's like everything I'd want from an album. They put out like goth stuff. It's like one album's like goth incidental music for like party scenes or whatever. Just like fun themes of music from all these different artists, where this might be also like the one album they've done this way. Like this guy, everything else he puts out looks like it's the cover of that Life Aquatic soundtrack.
Yeah.
Where it's like all French songs.
I have to think it's the Library of the Occult people doing the graphics for all of it.
I think so. I think they're reaching out to someone, and then they've got like the strip that's got all the information on it.
Yeah, the fake Obi strip.
The fake Obi strip that you can't take off, probably. It ruins the cover.
But
but they've got a bunch of...
This one's good because this is what I said. I was also going to mention.
Yeah, sorry.
If you heard that earlier, but it's good. And it's kind of in the vein of like, of the sort of soundtrack albums that the nostalgic sort of.
And Rob Zombie did that for a while too with Zombie A Go-Go Records. He put a lot of great bands on there, and there's a couple collections of that stuff that are like monster dance party kind of a thing.
Weirdly, this year too, Apple Music put together a playlist.
Yeah,
that I didn't think, because I was just at the record store in Davenport, and the guy had out all those old, like the collections of, it's like, remember when Bobby Boris Pickett did a whole album of this stuff, and you're like, yeah. He's like, I have it. It's like $50, you know.
Yeah.
But they've been re-releasing all of these old sort of surf horror albums or stuff. But they did like the Crate Halloween edition, so it's a bunch of Do the Rigor Mortis, Front Door Greeting Sounds, Morgus the Magnificent, Igor's Party, by a bunch of just like Tony and the Monstrosities. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, Monster Surfing Time. I Want to Bite Your Hand. That one's funny. It's like Dracula. I want to bite your hand.
That's good.
That's funny.
10 out of 10.
So
He's
yeah,
nice.
This is like a 2-hour long playlist. So I think a lot of that stuff people are finding like, oh, there's a lot of cool stuff, like kind of what you're bringing into it as well.
Yeah.
So that's what I got.
Go Apple. That's not a place you'd expect to have care about that kind of thing.
I thought it was going to be the same like 3 they've had for the last since it started, which is like a couple score songs.
Oh yeah.
Monster Mash. They do have
Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
They always throw that one on there, which I don't know.
There it is.
You want to keep going?
Yeah.
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 Go.
Come on.
I'll cut to the bridge. Skunk, gong, skookadookadoo.
All right,
And
stop.
Dan Aykroyd's like, whoa.
Great radio.
Yeah, well, I would just say look at the Library of the Occult on Bandcamp. They've got it all there.
They've got
it's
a
awesome.
whole bunch of stuff. And it kind of, falls into a bunch of different, there's like sort of the Italian horror.
Yes, the
score.
Giallo.
Yes. Giallo, which is also another band that I like, Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats. Their last album was a full Giallo.
Oh, cool.
It was like the whole album is
Gelato.
They said we're probably going to do like 4 shows of this and never do it again because no one really gets what this is. But they had like actual Italian horror actors from back in the 70s
Really?
do like voices on the album. So like a phone will ring and it's like, and you're just like,
Yeah, this stuff
yeah.
looks so cool.
Yeah.
I love it. You know,
Yep.
there's. Have
We
you guys
bring the
heard?
deep
Have you
cuts.
heard Gunship? The band Gunship.
I've heard that. Yeah.
Because they even brought Carpenter in. He does a voice on 2 of their albums, and they brought Tim Capello from the Lost Boys, the saxophone guy. He's on their last 2 albums too, which I think is a great nod.
We got to have him on.
I was just gonna say, where did I hear someone just talking about Gunship?
Oh, yeah.
And then I remembered it was you.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
Was I
totally.
talking about them at Halloween?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
I was like, yeah.
I'm
what?
a one-trick pony.
No,
boys.
it was just funny in my brain. I'm like, who the hell was just telling me about that?
It's just that time of year
This
for you
dumbass.
right now.
Yeah, I guess.
There was a band, I think they were Library of the Occult, or maybe like some related, because it's like a UK label, right?
Yeah.
And there's this UK sort of jazz fusion band called The Sorcerers that were doing, I don't know if they were with this or like a record label that's also kind of associated with them. But somehow through Library of the Occult, I found this band, The Sorcerers, and they just put out a new one that's pretty cool. And I have a few of their records just because they also look cool, but they're like fake scores for like old B movie.
Oh, nice.
It's like the Lost City of the Monkey God and a couple other ones. And then, they just did a new one that's pretty cool. It's just like funky, it's not really scary,
Right.
but it's that vibe that you're like, this is on in the background of a 70s horror movie,
Great.
or something.
I'm gonna dig through that stuff. That's great. I see.
fun.
There's film score stuff on there too. They looks like they do a lot, and I love their packaging.
Yeah.
It looks awesome.
And then, I've seen it at a few Bric-a-Brac in Chicago carries their stuff. It's kind of hard to find out in the wild because it's from the UK, so they're all kind of pricey to get over here. But when you can get them, and all of it, like the cassettes look cool, the album covers look cool, all that stuff. So check that out. But I think even like John Carpenter just did Lost Themes 4 was noir, so it was sort of like, it's not horror necessarily, but it's like him doing a noir movie, which is cool to switch it up a little bit.
Sure.
But I think a lot of people would put I think we talked about it maybe at some point last year, the Oingo Boingo, that sort of version of the horror, Danny Elfman, and like the sort of synth pop version of synth pop dance version of horror stuff.
Sometimes I wonder is it just the name of the song, like Dead Man's Party?
But then you listen to it and it is kind of creepy.
It is.
That's on Chainsaw 2. That's a great soundtrack. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2 soundtrack. And it's got some bands on it that you can't, it's got some bands you can't find anything from. Like they existed for this little window and they found them for the soundtrack. And I'm like, wait, come back. I want more.
There is a guy on the Ghostbusters soundtrack, Mick something.
We just did it. Do a little more of it.
It's the nervous version, the nervous energy.
There's a guy that did one song for the album called Magic, and it happens at this kind of creepy part in the movie. I was always like, what is that song? And then when you hear the song on the album, the first 2 to 3/4 of it is nothing like that. It's him being like, I believe in magic tone. And then it kind of goes into like, but it goes into the part that's in the movie. Then I was like, well, who is this guy? Because I want to hear more of that stuff. That's the only song he's ever done. Oh, really? And the only place you can get it is the Ghostbusters soundtrack.
What?
And he was like a producer. He had some very, very just like adjacent role on the film or something, and had this one song he produced. And it's in the movie, and that's it. And you can't find anything about the guy.
Strange.
But it's a cool song, but it is like that and that album probably sold a lot.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
I think so.
At that time,
probably still is.
Yeah.
Well,
it's either that or Chartbusters. Ray Parker Jr.'s got Chartbusters. So
which has Ghostbusters on it 8 times or something.
The cover is just like the Ghostbusters logo.
Yeah.
But I mean, hell, that's all I got.
If you've ever done one single thing as good as the Ghostbusters song, you're allowed to do that.
Yeah.
One and done.
I'm still working on it.
That's all you need. I believe you will get there one
day.
Thank
you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's, we could do this forever. Probably. Just saying music we like. And then
we mentioned TerraVision earlier, and I love what they're doing because they're getting into some really obscure territory. They're willing to pick up soundtracks that no one else would even want to deal with, like the Unsolved Mysteries sets. I just love that stuff. They did Freddy's Nightmares and Dead Kids.
Yeah, they just had a pop up in Chicago because they've got
the Proper Store there.
They've got the Proper Store there, and they did one by the Music Box where you could rent VHS tapes and stuff from them, but it was all the stuff they've produced. And I've got I got the Monster Squad cassette.
Yeah.
So it sounds just like shit, like I'm watching on my old cat dog TV.
And you can hear the squeak of the little.
Yeah, and then when the thing pops up, it's so fucking scary. It's like, then the tape goes flying. I'm like,
your cat gets launched off. Sitting on it,
and then it's covered in cat fur. And I'm back to where
and the vinyl picks it up.
Yeah.
They've got a ton of.
Then you get your groove washer out, and you clean.
I'm not using
vinyl.
that thing. getting my vinyl wet. Yeah. What about the goop? You ever use the vinyl goop?
No.
I use wood glue on all mine.
Do you really?
No, but I did see a video of a
Yeah,
guy who
you
was
let it dry on there.
Yeah, and then you peel it off.
You're probably watching one of those like 30-second crafts or whatever.
I'd be afraid of that.
Where it's like drill a hole in your record, then cover it with,
I tried it. It didn't work.
Hey, is this a joke? I ruined all my records.
I tried it on every single one of them. It didn't work one single time. Now I can't listen to Chart Busters no more.
Oh.
Hey, I also wanted to say my probably one I put on most around Halloween is the dead man's bones. You know about this?
Oh, Gosling's
little thing.
He was on Discogs. Like they put together best Halloween records based on what people, and he was on that album was on the list.
Of course,
Ryan Gosling's album.
I didn't know he made an album.
Yeah,
it was like.
He's like, my dead man's bones or something.
It's him and I think another guy, and they got like a children's choir in California to do the backup vocals, and they did it in like a day. They got all these kids to come record.
Wow.
And it's like genuinely good, like power pop music almost. Not that's not true. It's not power pop.
If I had my druthers, I would probably say it's like dark folk rock.
Yeah, that's probably a better.
Which consists of like a vocalist and multi-instrumentalist, Ryan Gosling.
But some of them are kind of like poppy, is all I'm saying.
What's the big one? Is it Dead Man's Bones?
Was it self-released?
I don't know who the hell put it out.
Anti. Interesting.
And he didn't like, because I think he was pretty established at this point. He just
2009, sure.
Yeah,
I had thoughts for him.
But
back in 09.
You look at the cover, you can't tell that he's on it. It's just kind of
going to back me up on that.
Weird. I still like him, even with his big fillers in his cheeks and stuff. It'll dissolve. He'll look normal again.
I like him.
Me too. Go ahead and play.
Everyone gets those. Tom Cruise ends a movie and then he gets the big fillers in his cheeks.
Play Puppa
and then they
Power.
deflate back to normal.
Maybe he gets migraines.
Just a little bit of Puppa Power for me.
In stereo. Oh, it's Wesley Willis.
My first time, sorry.
So loud.
Just keep hitting that table.
Thank you.
Burn the streets, burn the cars, Puppa Power, Puppa Power.
Is that Ryan Gosling?
Oh, there's the kids. Huh.
So
Interesting.
And there's some weirder.
Nothing. Flowers grow out of my grave, dead man's bones, werewolf heart. My body's a zombie for you.
Who knew he had this dark side?
Yeah, it actually makes it hard for me to sleep at night if I think about it too much.
Someone that beautiful
That
could
there's
have
these
something
monsters
so dark.
walking. It's almost like Ed Gein.
Gosling just wearing the faces of co-stars.
Yeah. Yeah.
God, that'd be hot.
I'll have to think about that later.
Yeah, I'll be thinking about that.
You.
So yeah, that's on my list. Faux show.
Yeah, any soundtrack or I like the ones that will also scare me at times. Like the Waxwork put out the Barbarian soundtrack, which is, I would say, not really a score. It's like sounds, and I'll just kind of have it playing, and then you just like you hear something get knocked over, or whatever. And it's like, Jesus Christ!
I once fell asleep with the Shining score playing, and it gets to the point where all of a sudden it's like this banging on drums and people screaming and it just woke up in this sheer terror out of my sound sleep. That was a bad decision.
Yeah. Guys out there, our special ear buddies, what do you listen to around Halloween?
Don't ask it like that.
What?
It's just such like, I don't know.
Okay, how about what do you think of like
it's like a Blues Clues thing? It's like he's soft launching this idea that he's gonna like.
Well, in a year, I'm gonna release a new podcast where I'm like, hey, can we talk?
Yeah. Things have been so crazy out there, and
Things are hard.
I saw you in the comments on that one. You're like, Steve, brother.
4 years ago when you posted a video saying that you cared about me.
Hang in there, buddy.
2025, who's still up watching Steve ask what's going on?
Thank you for striking while the iron was hot.
And waiting for him to respond. and reference what you said.
He not gonna do. Not gonna do.
You remember that? That was
I
from your
did.
SNL.
There we go.
All right.
Well, that's it.
And show.
Well, what do you think of like the sort of horror music acts that are the sort of Alice Cooper, King Diamond,
I love it.
Ghost,
Misfits?
I love it. Huge Misfits fan, huge Alice fan in particular.
Sure.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
I mean, incorporate that and give people something to show up for more than just the music. I'm all about the theatrics and all that.
That's what we talk about a lot in the shows, the aesthetic of even the album cover down to what do they do at their show. That's a big...
It matters.
To me, that's like sometimes equal because sometimes it can really just turn me off from the rest of it.
Sure.
Or I just 10 years later I listen to it and I go, oh, this is good, but like everything surrounding it was so unattractive to me.
right?
On an aesthetic level.
Yeah.
I think I just like going to a show that's kind of spooky.
Yeah, Joey's driven mostly by aesthetics.
Yep. Nothing.
But
Nothing going on.
Anything else you want to leave the people with?
No.
Phantom Lightkeeper. If you're driving right now, just pull out your phone and go to phantomlightkeeper.bandcamp.com.
And my website, you can get it just justinbeahm.com as well. And if you get it from there, it comes with a digital download that has a bonus track too.
okay, we'll do that first.
Yeah.
A bonus track.
We didn't even get into that.
Oh, damn.
Well, you got to leave the people wanting.
Yeah, maybe next Halloween we'll have a little more to talk to Phantom Lightkeeper. Well, by then you'll have a fucking movie score and another album.
Yeah.
Yeah, he won't be answering
do it.
our calls next Halloween.
It's like,
Your call.
I've heard enough.
Hello.
In all sincerity, thank you very much for joining
Yes.
us.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I hope you had as much fun as we had. You don't have to answer that.
We turned his mic off.
Yeah, he can't say that he did have fun, but he's nodding. Now, thank you, Justin Beahm. Great man. Go to his website, go to his Bandcamp, check out his music and all of his work that he does in the film industry. I'm sure that's on your website.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Good man. Good man to sit here and clown around with us for a while.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.